Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thanks for coming, everybody. As you can see, we're being all social distancing. And I gotta lose this mask or else I can't see out of my fogged up glasses. The roll call. Cindy Valentine's absent, excused. She's got an election she's getting ready for. Mark Burchard. Here. Chrissy Hilton.
Here.
Joanne Shirkey.
Here.
Chris O'Regan.
Here.
Sandy Kufeld.
Here.
Artie Bryson here. All right, first thing on the agenda, we actually have 3 public hearings. One for the police special assessment, fire special assessment, and garbage special assessment. I'll make a motion that we open up the public hearing for all 3 at once, for police special assessment, fire special assessment, and garbage special assessment at 7:02.
I'll support that motion.
We have a support. Any discussion? Hearing none.
I do. What's the difference between the ad valorem and the special assessment tax?
The what?
The ad valorem? The regular tax?
They're all saying the same. There's no change.
All right, so they're combined together?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor of opening up the public hearing, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, this time I'll open up the public hearing for both police, fire, and garbage special assessments. Do we have anybody that would like to speak on any of them? I will let it go on the record. We did a vote for out island service on as if we're going to continue or discontinue the out islands garbage pickup, and they had dumpsters at various locations to use it. It was 84 yes and 161 no that did not want it. So it was about 2 to 1 that they do not want the service in the out islands, and that's how this resolution that is in our packet is reflected, that that service will be discontinued after this current year. Anybody else on either police, fire, or garbage special assessments? They are all staying exactly the same, other than the change to the out islands for garbage. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearings.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearings for police special assessment, fire special assessment, and garbage special assessment at 7:05 p.m.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion and support to close the special assessments. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Okay. Public hearings are now over. Bills payable, I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to pay bills payable in the amount of $138,378.03.
Support.
I have motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll do a roll call vote. Artie Bryson, aye. Mark Bouchard?
Aye.
Chrissy Hilton?
Yes.
Joanne Shirkey?
Yes.
Chris O'Regan?
Yes.
Sandy Kufeld?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Okay, next is my supervisor's report. High water, yes, we have high water. As I always started out with the high water. We were down about 3 inches, but it popped up from the rain we had this past weekend and the south wind. I watched the water meter in Elginak that the Corps has, and we're at 578 we were at noon today, 578.3 inches above, or 0.3, yeah, not feet above sea level. which puts us at higher than we were last year, right now today. So, you know, we still have the same issues going on with boat wakes and waves, and people are you know, with ditching, and you know, we got a lot of water laying around. And we are trying our best to get enforcement out there on the waves, and it's a challenge. We could use 6 more boats, like I've said numerous times. You know, it ultimately is the county's responsibility to regulate the wakes on the river. We do have our police boat out there as much as we can to supplement enforcement with them. But, and we were out this weekend too, but ultimately the roads are our priority, and if we have people, we put them out there to supplement the sheriff's activities. So, we have lots of culverts that need repair, and unfortunately, you know, the road commission is they're very hard to repair when the water is this high. You gotta wait the water to go down before the county can do any of those repairs. COVID-19, where are we at now? I haven't really been. Are we still at 3 active?
Yes.
We're at 3 active. I know some high school kids got it. And the Elginak school opening has been pushed back 2 weeks to September 8th. And other than that, it's pretty much business as unusual, I'll say, for the COVID-19. The road commission, we're repaving Lake Point and Muskrat Run. When I typed this, they were going to do it today and tomorrow on Muskrat Run, which would have been difficult with the election and everyone going down that road. I talked to the road commission, and I tried to get them to swap to do Muskrat Run today and Lake Point tomorrow. And for some reason they couldn't do that, so they're actually going to do that project next week. That's going to start Monday. It's going to be Lake Point, and Tuesday Muskrat Run. Let's see what else is. Oh, and as far as road, I want to get some input from the trustees. We have to figure out what road, or if we want to do a road project. I say yes. I've been doing one every year. What road project we'd like to do as far as repaving. And on the short list is, I have Falkert, which I'd like to wait till the rest of those houses are built on Falkert, myself. There's Fruit Road that is in the next, and this is like a 4-year plan, you know, to prioritize which one we want to do this next year. There's Fruit Road. There's Phelps, which is the longest. Phelps is about 2 miles long, and these other ones are about 1 mile. And then there's the subdivision, you know, Island Drive, Manville, and Maple back there. And those roads need some attention. That would probably, instead of like 1.5 inches of asphalt, that'd be, they call it the 3/4 inch slurry that they put down. That's similar to what we did on down by Sassy Marine.
Wouldn't that be in the same condition as the Volker Road, Island Drive, with the traffic on that?
As far as
Trucks coming on Island Drive?
well, no, because well, it just got Manville as the end. It's only that's a short road.
Okay.
But drive down and let me know what you think, and then I'll start working on the grant process to get a matching grant. You know, it's a better idea which one we want now, and then figure out which way we want to go. Or if you got a suggestion on a different road, let me know.
So what if, let's just take 30 seconds and let's identify which ones are the busiest. Can we do that and see if we can find some kind of conclusion?
Busiest is Fruit and Falkert. More people live on Island and Maple. The least busiest, but probably needs a little bit more attention and less people live on is Phelps.
Phelps. Yeah. as far as benefit to our citizens, right? We've got
Fruit and,
Falkert and Island Drive.
right, Island and Maple, that would be all one.
Maple, right, so that probably, huh,
Do we know the last time any of those were repaved?
It's been a while. I don't know what day the road commission maybe will tell me. But go down there and assess them yourself, you know, look at the pavement
yeah.
and see what you come back with some feedback. And then we'll prioritize them.
Sounds
Okay? I have a tentative agreement for the police, renewal of the police contract with IRA, and that will be at our next board meeting. I'll get that to you guys probably in 2 days, a day or two, so you can review it if you want. And that went very smooth, actually. I've been doing a lot of talking with the county on extending our 911 funding contract. And I should have something to you guys for the next meeting on that also. You know, they want to extend it 1 or 2 years till the bond's paid off. I told them I wouldn't go less than 10. And I think we got something, I think, worked out. So we'll see what they're going to ship. They said they're going to email me something tomorrow. So also started the process to see if we should bond out for our MERS pension plan, our deficit that we have. We're at 60-some%. I'm not sure exactly where we are, which to me, I think, oh my God, that's horrible. But comparatively speaking with other municipalities, they said, you guys are great, but it may make sense that we bond out, because I can get a bond, or I say I in the township, can get a bond for around 2% and give that money to MERS, and we've been getting about a 7% return on it. So set between 7 and 9%. So I got them putting numbers together to get real granular on that to see if it makes sense for us to do that.
Would you look to fund that to 100, or do you fund that to 90? It'll never be 100, right? Because it's a moving.
Well, it moves. Usually what they'll say is fund it to 95%, because in the next 20 years you'll gain 5% on it. But sometimes, you know, we may go below 90%, or we may be 110%. You know, it's a floating target, a moving target.
That's what I thought.
So, and it makes budgeting a lot easier too if we know exactly, you know, what we're gonna pay. So, and nobody, you know, and all the MERS, all the defined benefit programs, they're all closed now with the last union negotiation. So nobody has new that we hire as a defined benefit, as a defined contribution. All right, where am I? MERS. Hey, I was notified today we got our MS4, our SWIPI permit, for our stormwater.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's always.
SWIPI.
Yeah, I know, SWIPI. I always like saying that. Music in the park's been going great. We had a concert last week on Harson's Island. It was well attended also. We have 2 more scheduled for Clay Township this year. Remember I applied to the St. Clair County EDA for, they had a grant for outside venues, entertainment venues, and I wrote for $2,000 because that's what it was for, and they told me they're going to be dropping off a check tomorrow for $3,000 for it. So
Sweet.
Awesome.
So I don't understand. Ask for 2, get 3. I think they're having problems giving away the money because they received a donation from DTE, I believe it was, to sponsor some outside events. Our SAW grant is in full swing. In fact, I signed the paperwork today to get a $136,000 draw on the $1.1 million grant. And so that's going in full swing. And I think George is getting ready for raft off next weekend. It goes by quick. And yeah, last week they had a slow roll that actually left here on bikes and went over to the island, and it was well attended. They had 40 people and everyone had fun doing it. So all kinds of good stuff going on.
Awesome.
All right, that's all I have. Next we have the fire chief.
Good evening. Fire Chief's report for July. I attended 2 meetings in the month of July. One was with the St. Clair Flats Homeowners Association, and the other was with the United States Coast Guard with a teleconference for doing the final plans for Raft Up 2020. New motors have been mounted on Fireboat 2. Firemen are getting training on the boat and the motors, and they're also learning the waterways in our township. So that's working out really well. I applied for a permit with the St. Clair County Health Department to obtain a permit for the septic tank over there. That's been a problem for many years. We're finally going to get a handle on that. I did meet with them last week. They did do a perk test, and they are going to issue us a permit. So, working on that.
Yep.
Good job, Chief.
Yep. Good. Let's see. What else do we have here? I'm also waiting for quotes to come back for engine 3. That has some computer issues. That's been a problem with the fire department for a long time also. Once I get the quotes, I'll meet with you folks and tell you what it's going to cost. Either we fix it or we just sell it as is.
Yeah, we'll have a decision if we sell it as is or we fix it and then sell it.
Yep.
So.
Where's that engine at now at the station?
It's at the station. We have engine 4 and engine 3 at the station. And 3 has a computer issue with it. It's been like that for quite a few years. And I had a guy come in and take a look at it. And he went through the truck and he found out there's a harness that runs underneath the valve covers for the lifter or for the injectors that are bad, and the computer. So
I'll be over there in the next few days, take a look at it myself.
okay.
Get my curiosity satisfied.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, flagpole, we're getting a new flagpole.
Yes.
Go ahead.
They came last week and they installed, or they were going to install the new flagpole, and they dug down about 3 foot and they reached water, so they're going to have to table it until probably the fall. So we have not forgot about that project. That's another project that we'll have to take up.
Like I said before, just throw some cement in and set that thing down in and it'll be a done deal.
That's right.
Yeah, I see you're getting a new windsock too.
Yes.
Any other questions for the chief?
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks a lot, George.
Yep.
Next, we have public comments. Any public comments? Coming up, Gordy. And state your name and address.
Gordon Bergbauer, 3024 North Channel. Last week after the meeting, I sent the board an email, and I was wondering if anyone had any questions on it for me.
I didn't see any.
Yeah, you sent the whole board, but yeah.
This is in response to the ongoing drainage or runoff issue?
Yeah, my neighbor is pushing his sandbags and shortening up the distance between my property and his, and whereby causing me flooding. And I'm just wondering why he's not being cited.
Did you talk to him the last couple of days?
I have not.
He called me and he was willing to actually dig a ditch where it's low and throw that dirt on the property line to protect your property line. And I told him I thought that would benefit you. And he told me he was going to get a hold of you and propose that to you.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. All I know is he's raised the area where he's blocking it from going to the back. So it's getting worse and flooding is getting worse. I cleaned it up today. His property is flooded. My dike is still holding right now, but his water is coming onto my property, and I don't understand. When I look at all the township records to be cited, I don't understand why he's not being cited for this. And can somebody explain it to me?
Well, maybe you can talk to Gary in the back offline or something, but like I told you, the only thing we're concerned with, or our ordinance is surface water and rainwater. And
that's what it is already.
well, we kind of
I've got pictures, I've got videos.
we kind of think it's groundwater from the groundwater coming up. With
No,
the
because
groundwater.
I've got videos where I've taken my backhoe and I've dug it right into the ground.
Well, if you dig a hole, I'm not going to argue here. If you dig a hole and it's lower, the water's going to run into it. I don't care
It
where
doesn't,
it is.
well, water's not coming up from that area.
But
His water is running onto mine and he's blocking it off.
well, you know, like I say, there's a guy, so I don't write the tickets and I don't do the inspection. Nobody on this board does. All we do, we have our people look at it and they give us a recommendation.
So then that'll be handled then, I assume. I go
Well,
to the
I thought it was a good proposal what the neighbor.
Well, somebody better put it to me in writing because I don't have anything.
Well, I mean, that's the discussion I had with him. I thought it was pretty reasonable. And I said, well, get with Gordy and see if it works out. So it's not like the township really doesn't have a horse in this race. It's a civil issue between you and your neighbor.
But you do because you cited me for it. The township cited me, and then after I spent the money, we came to find out that it's not mine. It's his. He's the one that's causing the problem.
It's a civil issue. I'm trying to help you guys communicate to each other. And I thought that was a good workaround. So maybe get a hold of him and see if that works for you guys.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Any other public comments, Brian?
Name and address?
Sure.
Brian Collins, 6065 Green Drive, Harson's Island. First of all, I want to thank you, Artie, and all the board members for your service to the community.
Thank you.
I just came to remind you of our conversation this morning and see how other people felt about us suing the state of Michigan for allowing huge pleasure boats to destroy our shoreline. Artie has told me that he's been to Lansing to try to get no wake area, period. The 200, 600 foot rule does not fly for 46, 48 foot boats. It's not a speedboat issue anymore. These huge boats are throwing a wall of water, not a wake.
Agreed.
And it's just eroding and eroding and eroding. And Sunday, there was a huge boat, at least 48 foot, and he went between my dock and a freighter, and he could have went on the other side, the Canadian side, and it didn't slow down, and he damn near blew my boat off the lift. It was the biggest wall of water I've seen yet, and like I say, I think we need to.
Was that about 10:30 in the morning? Was he going downstream?
It was going downstream.
Because I was on the island yesterday. It was mid-morning, and there was a boat going downstream, and he was legal. He was on the Canadian side. And I was going through Sans Souci, and that water is coming right up over the roads and everything. But he was legal. He was way over the Canadian side. He's a big boat with a big wave, and we have high water.
Yes.
So I know exactly what you're saying.
The 600 foot rule doesn't work anymore.
Right.
It's bad.
Yep, and like I said, I told you, we went to Lansing and got a bill passed, but unfortunately in the 11th hour they put a restriction in there. We can make a temporary no wake in the river. Enforcement would be another issue, but we can make the temporary no wake rule. We can only do it for 4 weeks out of the whole year. Summer lasts a lot longer than 4 weeks, but 4 weeks you pick. And you cannot you cannot enforce it from June 20th to September 1st. So I said, don't even waste your ink on it. But,
Right.
so, you know, we, at the earliest we could do one September 1st for, you know, Somerset, and then, you know, hopefully the water's going down then too, so.
I noticed in the South Channel, they have their white buoys out.
Yeah,
Did they have to get a permit for that, or is?
well, technically, yes. Did they? No. And a Good Samaritan, I'll say a Good Samaritan put them out without a permit, and they have not been pulled, let's put it that way. DNR and the Corps and the Coast Guard, it's looking the other way on them right now. I think because they have pulled them in the past, but these, they got the little flashing light, so you can see them at night. Because they'll pull them if it's a hazard to navigation.
Right, right.
And there's 4 or 5 of them there, right, just south of you.
Right, right.
And, yeah, they haven't, there's no permit. They haven't pulled them. It was 2 years ago. We requested a bunch of permits, North Channel, Middle Channel, South Channel. And they granted us, and it takes about a year of waiting and paperwork. They granted us a permit for 2 of them, which are in the Middle Channel, and that was it. And they said, don't apply for any more. So, you know.
I'm just wondering if the water goes up again next year, higher than it is now,
Well,
am I gonna be swimming because of rich people in their boats?
well, I've been talking to Lansing to get exclusion of the St. Clair River from those exceptions. And we'll be hitting that hard in September again.
Good, good. How about, can we call Sam Bernstein or somebody like that?
Yeah,
And-
okay, sue the state. Sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Just like, you know, half the township's owned by state land. And there's a lot of people are being flooded with the water running over state land onto their property, you know? And, yeah, I mean, the state's spend 0 on flood mitigation. And they're the biggest landowner of the township. So,
Well, the taxpayers will
yep.
fix it, right?
That's all.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Jennifer Parker, and I live at 6013 Point Trumbull in Algonac. And I want to say thank you, first of all, for forwarding the letter that I sent to you on the Planning Commission. I wanted to express that I was very disappointed that they chose to not read my 5-paragraph letter because it was too long for the Planning Commission meeting. I'm very concerned, or I guess I would like to just voice my hopes that you have really thought out and are really thinking about a plan for this bathroom or the use of the house next door to me that was purchased by the township. I have spent a tremendous amount of money when I moved here on my home, and I hope that it's going to be a positive thing that you've purchased this property and that you've thought about, you know, that you don't want it to be an attractive nuisance, because there is a lot of increased traffic on the dock. There's a definite need for parking. There's people there all day and all night fishing and enjoying the area, but you have a need for parking. And I'm very concerned that, of course, I don't want a bathroom right next door. I think that's a really big piece of property that you've purchased, and I hope you'll be mindful that our neighborhood is a close-knit community, and we really would hope that you would put some thought into where exactly you place that bathroom. We know there's a need for parking. We know there's a need for people to come and relieve themselves, but there's a ton of traffic there, and we hope you'll think about it.
Can I ask you a question, Jennifer?
Sure.
Because I talked to a couple doors down from you, I think. Would you want to see a fence there?
I would not be opposed to a fence. I will tell you that when Tom passed away and that house was vacant, they put security cameras up. There are people on his private dock all the time. There are people that get their fishing line caught on his dock and come over. Last weekend, there were people sitting on his front porch. There were people inside of the house. I don't know who allowed them in there because I know the township now owns that. There was a dog and a couple inside of the house. There was also people that were sitting on his dock last weekend. So I'm not sure. I watched the property because Tom was my neighbor. He was a little old man. I loved him. He's wonderful. And we watched out for each other. But, you know, now that you guys, it's in your hands, I'm putting it to you, please, to be thoughtful about our neighborhood because we're a close-knit community and, you know, I watch the dock. I'm looking at it every day.
Yeah,
I bought there because I love that place.
Yeah, Jen, I would venture to say that prior to any plan for that property, regardless what it is, that it will go before the planning commission and it's going to matter, and we'll also have a public hearing on it as well. So you'll have plenty of opportunities to voice any opinion that you may have about that property.
Okay. I'm trusting you guys.
Yeah.
Because I love it there and I don't want to sell my house. But
well, you got to list it though.
because I'm worried about what you're going to do.
If we did put a fence up, would you want a privacy fence or a see-through fence?
I would be open to your ideas.
Okay.
I want you guys to be visionary and be thinking about the vision of what you want to see in that area. We all want to see it grow and be a great place. You're getting a lot more traffic on that dock.
Right.
A lot of families and kids and people are coming there and using it. But you got to have some forethought and be visionary about how you're going to do that.
More than likely, we'll do a benchmark and see what in other communities that have the same problem, per se, and what works and what doesn't work, okay?
I would really, really love it if you would have a little more police presence there, coming in and out, patrolling, checking, even foot patrol, just walk the dock every once in a while. There are people fishing there all night long.
Right, one reason we want to have some sort of a building there with electricity, so we can get some internet and put cameras, security cameras out there, and so it'll go right into the dispatch. The way it is now, we don't have the facilities to do that, and that was big on our list too. Okay.
I appreciate your consideration and your thoughtful vision.
Thanks, Jennifer. Any other public comments? No other public comments? Okay, moving right along to the consent agenda. I will entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda consisting of minutes from board meeting on July 20th, 2020, reports, check reports, no notices, road watch, communication, thank you from the Algonac Clay Historical Society, and request from Treasurer's Certified Public Funds Investment Training for $299.
Support.
Okay, a motion and support. Any discussion?
I have a question on the board approved on 7/20/20 on the check report. Down at the bottom of the page, it's always cut off. You see it?
I looked that one up.
Do we know what that is supposed to be?
Check number 33381 was for our accountants, UHY LLP, for $1,840.
Say the accounting it was for what?
It's UHY LLP. That used to be Stuart
Mulvey Whipple.
Okay. All these. Thank you, because it seems to be gone all the time at the bottom of the page.
Okay, any other questions? You good, Joanne?
I'm good.
Any other questions? Hearing none, signify, we have motion and support. All in favor of the consent agenda, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next, new business. First thing, board meeting location for August 17th, Clay Township. Our board meeting. We're scheduled to meet on Harson's Island at the Lions Hall. And, you know, that's a well-intended meeting all the time. And I'm concerned about us fulfilling the state requirements as far as social distancing and stuff during that meeting. And I thought maybe we could, do two things. Have the meeting here like we are tonight in a safe manner. Or we could schedule it at Browns Field on Harson's Island. We do have Mosquito 30 comes early, so I would probably want to move it till 6 o'clock. That's just an option. I mean, what's the board's pleasure? You want to, I mean, we're going to have to move it either here at our normal time, or like I say, it'd be nice to have a meeting over there, and I think we could do it under the pavilion, but I would, come 8:30, if the mosquitoes would carry us away if we're not done. So that's why I thought moving it till 6.
So if we propose the Browns Field in a pavilion, do we have tables and chairs for the board?
Yeah, I would bring 3 tables.
Okay, we would bring our own.
Yeah, I'd bring 3 tables with chairs.
And what about for the vote?
They have picnic tables and things already there.
Okay.
And, we'll just put it up, bring your own chair.
In the event of, inclement weather, we would have to have a plan B.
Well, if it rains, we're okay if it rains under there.
Under there?
Yeah, I think it would work.
Well,
Yeah, I'd space the tables a little bit apart.
Do they have any side curtains? At least partially?
I'm not sure if they do or not. I can find out. I almost think they do have some side curtains.
Yeah, we check that out.
Yeah.
Would have a barbecue pit going too?
No.
I would support having it on the island.
I would
That's a
too.
modified, it's always well attended. Like you
I
started
know.
your
Like I
conversation.
say,
I hate to just not do
exactly.
it. So let's get
Well, and then if
creative.
our restrictions are lifted, we could move it back to the Lions Home.
Right.
But either way, we're still on the island.
I doubt if they'll be,
Try and be positive.
yeah. I'll make a motion that we reschedule the August 17th Clay Township Board of Trustees meeting, August 17th at 6 o'clock at Browns Field on Harson's Island, moving it from the Lions Field. I will have to, I don't think it'll be a problem, but I'll get permission from, pending I get permission from the homeowners association to hold it there.
I'll support that.
Support.
Okay, a motion and support. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of rescheduling the meeting to Browns Field, 6 o'clock, August 17th, signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Browns Field. Can you do that, Michael?
Yep.
Okay, write it down. Next, we have request for a water pump for the Elginak water plant. This is it's a variable speed pump, VSP. And basically we have, three of these. 2 of them that we have in the plant are the VSP pumps. And this is the 3rd one. They want to replace it. It's getting old. The VSP pumps, they cost more, but they use a lot less in electricity. Variable speed is just what it is. It goes on demand, and if it only needs 25% of the water supplied, it just pumps, works 25%. It saves a lot of electricity, and it's a lot more friendlier on our water mains because with the high speed that it doesn't have the clutch, it turns on and boom, it's like a water hammer going down the main, and they can cause water main issues on our older joints. And I know how that is.
I guess there's two VPs and 1 manual, and they're going to convert the manual to a VP.
Yes.
which is good.
Exactly. They got two quotes here. One was from DFS Company. It was $39,950, and then this Murphy Electrical Service. The same pump is $29,986.
Yeah, Artie, I've got a problem with these two quotes that came in. Number one, the Murphy proposal doesn't really have a scope of work involved with it, the $29,000. However, the Best Company does have a scope of work, and I'm wondering if Murphy was ever given an opportunity to look at a scope of work before bidding this job.
Yeah, I got these 2 days ago.
Yeah.
We have how the contract works with the water plant. We have 30 days to tell them yay or nay on this.
Yeah.
So if you want, we could postpone this 2 weeks to our next meeting, and I can get more information on it.
Yeah, I understand that the guy that put the proposal together isn't here this week.
Right.
So I think we better wait and get some more information on the proposal. See what happens.
I have no problem doing that.
I agree with you on that.
Yep.
part. Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, I got this 2 days ago in an email, and I know we have 30 days to respond, and if we don't respond in 30 days, they take that as a yes and go ahead with the purchase. But and it's in the contract. Any expenditures over 20 grand, they have to have us plus in first.
Well, there's a 34-66 percentage and 66.
Right.
We're paying for it, so.
Exactly.
So that's what I was going to get at next. What numbers did you just throw? 34?
34 to Algonac and 66% to Clay Township.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
That's
So we'll
why-
do 66 of the construction cost, whether it's
Yeah.
29 or 39.
Right.
And are we budgeted
Yes.
for that?
Yes.
Okay. But
Yeah.
this is as of today, it's more of a want than a need,
Right.
as of today.
Yep.
So if we drug our feet for 2 weeks,
Right. No, we're okay. Like I say, I have no problem postponing this till we can get some more information. We didn't even get a phone call from the plant manager. He was out, and so we talked to the second guy in charge, and he explained what it was, and we're familiar with what it is. But as far as, this quote's a lot more, but they got a whole scope
yep.
of job, and this is, hey, you get a pump for 29 grand,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm good with that.
I'll make a motion to postpone the, get this right here.
Purchase.
Purchase of a Algonac high water pump pending more
That's all.
information.
Yeah, okay.
Can you timestamp that? You're going to postpone it for 2 weeks?
For 2 weeks.
Okay, cool.
Until
Support.
next board meeting.
17. Okay, we got a motion and support. Any more discussion? All in favor of postponing the purchase of the water pump for the Algonac water plant till August 17th meeting, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next is a budgeted item, is our annual library contribution of $5,000. Anyone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Supervisor, to approve our Clay Township annual library contribution of $5,000 coming from line item 101.790.965.
Support.
Okay, a motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, pass. And next, the fire department. We have a $45 donation to accept. And it's to buy a new windsock. Please, I'll read this if I can. Dear George, please accept the gift of $45 towards a new windsock for the Harson's Island Firehouse. Thank you, and all the firemen for being good neighbors and for your good work. Is it Alice?
It's Alice and Larry.
Alice and Larry.
The neighbors.
So, need a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the $45 donation to the fire department.
Support.
Motion and support, any discussion? I guess we gotta wait till we get the fire pole, or the flag pole up.
I say drill a hole, put it in.
Yeah, that's what I mean, maybe we'll just install it. All right, motion and support. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, motion carries. Thank you for our windsock. I used to fly, yeah. It's good to know what direction the wind's blowing. Next, fire department request for EMTs classes for firefighter Jeffries, Lawson, and trainee Randall. George?
Yes, I'm asking permission from the board to send the 3 firefighters to the EMT class, which is sponsored by Tri-Hospital EMS. This meets the state and the national registry certifications. The 2 that we're sending, or the 3 we're sending, 2 of them have Fire 1, Fire 2, and that's Jeffries and Lawson. And Evan Randall, he's one of our new recruits, just got out of high school, graduated, and he is one of our residents, and he would like to go to EMT class.
Yeah, he's local.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the training for firefighter Jeffries, Lawson, and trainee Randall for $1,000 per student. Is there a budget item? Line item?
There is, but we have it in there. I can't recall what the line, this is our training.
Okay. For budget
I
line.
apologize
Yeah.
for not putting that in. I noticed that when
Support.
Yeah, motion support. In fact, we actually bumped that up for both police and fire this go around, this new budget, so. Okay, we have a motion for EMT classes for 3 firemen. Any discussion?
Just a brief one. Anytime I did any training, some of my former employers, anytime I ran over $500, they would request a retention that if they were to pay for this training school, right, that I had to continue my employment with that employer for a minimum of 1 year, or whatever the contract dispute, at the time. Do we have any provisions lined up like that, or does that line up with any other communities? Any other communities have?
I know we used
like
to.
that?
Right. We do have an SOG on it.
Yeah, we do have a
We do
SOG
have
on
an
it.
SOG on it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Problem is collecting.
I get it.
Yeah,
And I think highly of these 3 young men.
Right.
And it's nothing against them. I'm just
No.
painting a broader picture. I want to know if, I don't want to train people that then want to take that information and go to another community.
Yeah. Wasn't it primarily focused on new hires?
Is that,
The SOG focused on new hires?
it's, yes.
yeah, it's for fire 1 and fire 2. But, okay. Everyone understand the motion? All in favor?
With that SOG.
The motion, but, I'm sorry, you're done or?
We're good.
Okay. All in favor of the motion signify by saying yay, aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, next we have Resolution 2016, International Property Maintenance Code to adopt it. Gary, our building inspector, is here, and I did shoot an email to our attorney, and she thought that it's, you saw that, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
She thought it was a great tool for us and would encourage us to pass this. You want to tell us how it would be used?
Sure.
in
The property maintenance code basically addresses existing buildings. It'll help us tremendously in, even our dangerous buildings to streamline that and get resolution and get these things to in front of a judge if we need to. It'll help in, those situations where you've got a furnace that goes bad in the middle of winter and a landlord doesn't want to replace it.
Like
This
we
will
had.
help that. We've got another one working right now that we have a building, a 2-story building without egress. So the people on the 2nd floor have issues if there is a fire and being able to get out. So all this code will definitely help in streamlining that process.
Would it be retroactive to the buildings that are currently?
Oh, yeah, it would be.
New and existing?
Yeah.
Yes.
And does this override any of the ordinance 126 issues? Or
No, it shouldn't, and that's probably, you know, our ordinance 126 doesn't go deep enough into a lot of this sort of thing. So it's definitely a tool that will help enhance 126.
I would think eventually we'd like to go through our planners and see if we incorporate some of that into the 126.
Yeah, we definitely need to work on our ordinances.
Yeah. I'll bring it up at the next
Okay. And this has been proven, is tried, is reviewed, updated.
And this is the international code. I mean, it's all but about 7 states in the entire country. And all the municipalities within the states utilize this code.
Okay. It's interesting.
Didn't we get a copy of that, or had
What?
access a while back, we were talking about it?
Yeah,
Yes.
I emailed
I
it.
already
Yeah,
attached
yeah.
it to the
Attached
email
it.
that he sent out last
I
week as
didn't,
well.
I got the email, but it wasn't attached.
No?
No, I was looking for
I
it. I
got it.
thought Cindy was supposed to drop it.
It's lengthy, it's
It's
lengthy.
65 pages.
Yeah.
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 65 pages, and it's, I'm sorry, should we be discussing, or do we need to make a proposal? and then-
Yeah, well, you want to do it, make a motion?
Yeah. Board, I would like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2020-16 to adopt the International Property Maintenance Code.
I'll support it.
A motion support, open up for discussion.
Okay. It's broad-reaching. Okay, it's very broad-reaching. I mean, down to the point where they're telling you that you have to maintain a 60 kilowatt bulb in your hallways, right? Anything less than that is non-compliant. So I think it comes down to a sensible enforcement
Correct.
of the issues. I think it gives you some more power to be who you are for the township, and to us to enforce certainly some blight cleanup action. I think there's a lot of positives that can come out of this.
Absolutely.
To go along with this, there is a need for a Board of Appeals. There's also going to be a need for denominations if you're in violation of certain codes, certain compliance codes. So if we decide today that we are going to approve this, then this won't be our last meeting about this. We're going to have to roll up our sleeves, we're going to have to get into it, we're going to have to make sure that we've got the I's dotted and the T's crossed, which includes setting up a Board of Appeals. And
We do have a construction board of appeals.
okay, so the question is whether we would, I was talking to Gary about this earlier today, whether we would just assign them to be our Board of Appeals in this case. Okay, so there's a couple of variables that we'll just want to look at and work through. But yeah, I think it's a good document, and if it's used as widely as you say it's used, you know, I think it would be unwise to not support it.
I've been doing this a long time. I know what a positive tool that this can be. And yes, perhaps in the wrong hands or in a different direction, yeah, it might be difficult. But like I said, I've been doing this a long time. I'm not going into anyone's house and saying, oh, you only got a 45-watt bulb. That's ridiculous. And there's a lot of stuff in there that really is ridiculous.
It's broad-reaching.
It is. It is.
Yeah, at first it scared me. It was like, it's too much power for us, you know. I looked at it about 6 years ago. But like you say, if we get our construction board of appeals, you know, they haven't had a need to meet in 3-4 years. You know, if somebody was sitting here in the township that was abusing it, then they can appeal it to other independent people who are familiar with construction. I know John Monty's on it, and there's a couple builders on it. So yeah, given those restraints, I'm okay with it now. Any
So
more?
would we be, if we approve it, would it be implemented pending review by the board and the Board of Appeals, as you said, or can you go out? and-
Well, anybody can appeal a decision.
Right, but I'm saying, is it something that Gary can go and implement tomorrow?
No,
A
30
month from now.
days.
yeah, there's
30
a
days.
provision right in the policy that states 30 days,
Yeah.
I think 30 days from the date of approval.
Okay.
And the Board of Appeals would be, someone would go before the Board of Appeals if they challenged my interpretation of that code. That's where that comes into play. The code is in there, the code is a code, but that's just when they want to address the interpretation.
Another question, just something that should be on a public hearing?
What,
The ordinance.
no, it doesn't have to be. It's not, it's our like own township ordinance.
It's saying.
It's like the adoption of any code,
Yeah.
any of our code books.
It's not a zoning court, it's different.
So just a lot of safety standards, Mark, something you would probably really enjoy checking out. You know, it has to do with mechanicals,
Railing.
HVAC,
Yeah, I'm all
electrical,
over it.
egress, foundations. Yeah, there's a lot of safety standards that really make a lot of common sense. It's just a few oddities inside those provisions that are kind of far-reaching. But I think that's probably a matter of interpretation and how we choose
I put it in a way that
to reflect that.
if it's not broke, you don't have to fix it. That's kind of what this book is all about. So if you're dealing just with an old property that, was okay when it was built to be that way and is just old, this code will do nothing to that. If something's broke there, then it could be utilized. But if it's not broke, you don't have to fix it.
Gotcha.
We have a motion, right, and support? Yep. Any more discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. I don't have my list. Chris O'Regan,
I'm going to say yes.
Joanne Shirkey,
Yes.
Chrissy Hilton,
Yes.
Mark Burchard.
Yes.
Artie Bryson, yes. Sandy.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thanks,
Thank you.
Gary. Thanks for coming. Okay, we have resolution 2020-17 setting the rate for police at 4.6 mils. Like I say, this is the same as we were, it's no increase.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2020-17 for the police rate for 2020 at 4.6 mils.
Support?
Okay, a motion and support. Any discussion?
Did you say no increase from last year?
Yep, same on all three.
I know that.
No increase. Any more discussion? Hearing none, I'll call roll call vote. Joanne Shirkey.
Yes.
Sandy Kufel.
Yes.
Chris O'Regan.
Yes.
Mark Burchard.
Yes.
Chrissy Hilton.
Yes.
Artie Bryson, yes. Motion passes. Next, we have resolution 2020-18, setting the fire rate at 2.125.
Board, I'd like to make a motion that we approve Resolution 2020-18, setting the fire rate for 2020 roll at 2.125 mils.
Support.
Okay, motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. Chris O'Regan.
Yes.
Sandy Kufel.
Yes.
Joanne Shirkey.
Yes.
Chrissy Hilton.
Yes.
Mark Burchard.
Yes.
Artie Bryson, yes. Motion passes. I'd like to comment. Everyone they come in here and they pay their property taxes. They think it all stays here. And in fact, it's on our newsletter. Only 14% of your tax bill stays here. The rest goes to school and the county. And even to get a little more granular as far as township operations other than police and fire, it's about like 1% of your property tax is for township operations. That's for roads, everything else that we do here. And a lot of townships have, especially our size, have a road tax. We don't. And our township operations is 0.52 something mils. So that's one thing I'm proud of. And you go to other places, they pay a lot more. So that said, we have one more resolution, Resolution 2020-19, setting the garbage rate for the 2020 rolls, 172 and then the 137 and 120.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2020-19, setting the garbage rate for the 2020 roll in amounts of 172, 137, and 120.
Support.
Okay, motion and support. Any discussion?
Increase or decrease on?
Same.
Same. And the 120 is the out islands?
Yeah, which only is Lug Island now, off of Harson's.
Lug, okay.
137 is Russell Island because they don't have recycling.
So no more dumpsters on the island?
Right.
Is there a place for the refuse?
Well, they take it home, or they can take it to the dump or wherever. It doesn't stop them or anybody, neighbors or whatever, to get together and do a dumpster at Belfour or at Decker's. I mean, it doesn't stop them. It's just that the township's not going to pay for it, and because we had 2-to-1 people did not want it, because I can remember people come in, I got an out island, I hate paying that because we never use it. And I agree, if they don't use it, they shouldn't have to, pay for it. And they spoke 2-to-1 that, didn't want it, so.
What if those island residents develop an association and bought their own dumpster?
They can do that. That's what I said, a group of them can get together and do something on their own for sure. I told several of them that too.
Okay.
All right, any more discussion on Resolution 2020-19? Hearing none, roll call vote. Chrissy Hilton.
Yes.
Mark Bouchard.
Yes.
Joanne Shirkey.
Yes.
Artie Bryson, yes. Sandy Kufelt.
Yes.
Chris O'Regan.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Okay, next we have board member comments. Since I usually start with Cindy,
You're going to start with me?
I'll start with you.
Okay. I just want to remind everyone to go out and vote tomorrow, August 4th. And I look forward to seeing everyone on Harson's Island in a couple weeks. It'll be fun to be back there again for sure. And please stay safe and mindful for your neighbors.
Chris?
Artie, I want to wish my fellow board good luck tomorrow. It's an important race, and I don't think that people out there are going to see this before they have to go and vote. But I hope they do their homework. I hope they vote sensibly, reasonably, and with a little bit of education and thought behind it. Good meeting tonight. Thanks to Chief for the 3 trainees. Sounds like additional support and EMT service for 3 more of our firefighters, and that's a very positive thing. So, thanks, Chief.
You're welcome.
That's all I got.
Joanne?
Well, all I know is it's hard work running as to be elected. You got to go out and put your signs out, fix them, make sure you get them back in out of the way, and when the thing is over, and talk to a lot of people. And but it's very enjoyable work, and it's very valuable, and we're doing it for the community. I am, anyway. So, get out and vote.
Yep. Lucy?
I just want to say what a great job I think everyone in the office is doing for the election. I don't think people realize how much work it is, and they've been working hard for weeks, so.
Yeah.
Yes. they have. Mark?
My sentiments exactly for Chris and Joanne and Chris, exactly. Planning Commission, July 22nd was our last meeting. We discussed the master plan, waterfront fencing, and the next meeting is on the 26th of this month. And that's all I have.
Do you know if it's going to be Zoom or not, or you don't know yet, or?
I don't know if it's going to be, I got Zoom written down here, I don't know. I haven't seen the agenda yet, so we're waiting for it.
Okay, thank you. I'll just wrap it up, say get out to vote, everybody. And one of my pet peeves is election signs that stay up too long. I'll be trying to get all of mine down the day after. If you see one of my signs up, like Friday, call me, I'll come and get it. I don't like, and if I see other people's signs, I'll probably take them down after Friday. It's just one of my pet peeves. You know, a lot of times there'll be like people running in larger elections, you know, for this or that, and they're not down here all the time. They got a bunch of signs up, and especially if they lose, they don't come and pick them up. And it's just a pet peeve of mine. So, and if I see any of your guys' signs, I'll grab them along with mine, and then
Vice versa.
we can divvy them up later. So, good job, Chief, on getting these recruits and the guys trained up. A lot of positive things happening in the fire department. I also, too, look forward to meeting on the island. We got one or two little surprises for them over there, which I think they'll like. And yeah, a lot of positive stuff happening. And we're busy. Lots of things. They're busy in the office with the election, and the water department's busy. Just a side note, we'll probably start putting the new water meters in about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Probably going to start area 2 first, and work our way around. Like I said, we're busy. It's good. It's all good. All right, one more motion.
Motion to adjourn.
All right. All in favor, ayes.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you for coming, everybody.